Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us in this session, and especially to those who have been with us since day one. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, so once again, my name is Carolyn, okay, and today I will be your moderator. Now, quote of the day: the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Now, this quote is by Steve Jobs. So I believe that the reason why you're here is because you have a drive and passion to do what you're doing, and also you do best. All right. So a bonus day today, as we are delighted to have three gentlemen here with us to part their knowledge, personal experience, and to help us understand the unnerving property volatility that we are facing since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the last 10 days, the three agencies formed this session called Solidarity Beyond 2021 as a platform that will help negotiators on the ground to upskill and upscale their business. Over the last few sessions, we had many questions that were not answered due to time limitation, and as a result, the three agencies decided to come together to have this tea time session in hopes to broaden the strategy in apprehending the tools to gear up for this crisis. So now I believe that a lot of people are all in a limbo because we do not know what to do. We are amateur to the pandemic, right? So do post your questions in our chat. Okay, as what Terence mentioned, post your questions for our chat to put forward to our leaders here. As this is an interactive session, we would like to encourage everyone to ask any questions related to real estate. All right, so before we begin, allow me to put forward a brief background on our three special guests. We start with Kai Wong from Profere Property. Hello, Kai. Everyone says hi to Kai.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Carolyn.
Thank you, Kai. Thank you for being here. Can I see some thumbs up or a clap for Kai?
I thumbs up myself.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So Kai is a director and founder of Profere Property. He attained a master's degree in law from the University of Wales in the UK. Kai's career journey includes being a banker in Santander, UK, a general manager of Oriental Real Estate Group, director of Profere Property, financial advisor in Awaken Grounds, and also director in Far Post Academy. Kai has a total of 200 agents bearing several branches across KL and Selangor. Kai represents the Gen Y, or they call it the millennial kid, who has tremendous drive and creativity to boom the property market. His dexterity is also in providing consultancy in creativity and also trainings and coachings to various real estate agencies. So Kai's belief is begin with an end in mind. So let us all welcome Kai again. Thank you very much, Kai.
Thank you.
All right. So next we have here with us is Dato Adrian Wang from CBD Properties. Hi, Dato. How are you? Hello, Dato. Can you hear me?
Hello. Hi.
Oh, hi. Okay.
Good
So
afternoon.
good afternoon to you too. So can we see some thumbs up and clap for Dato Adrian? All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Dato Adrian has acquired a degree in civil engineering from Oklahoma State University in the US. He has spent 4 years in practice as a civil engineer and developed a great passion in real estate. Thus, in the year 2006, he has established Polo Air Consultancy, MM2H, and from CBD Properties in the following year, 2007. With offices throughout Peninsular Malaysia, Dato Adrian has successfully produced close to 400 over rents to date. Having the expertise in providing management and creative business strategy consultancy, his mission is to create a real estate platform for Southeast Asia market and to help real estate agencies to leverage and to benefit their clients. Over the last 15 years, Dato Adrian has built scores of millionaire agents through his guidance in real estate. Dato Adrian has built also consecutively. His agents won $1 million round table Okay, to add on, Dato Adrian also won the 2012 MIEA Residential Salesperson of the Year, 2013 JCI CYEA Top 10 finalists, 2015 MIEA Top Realtor Awards, and Dato Adrian also bagged 2018 MIEA CEO Award. So let's all give a warm welcome to Dato Adrian Wang. All right, can we see some applause here? Right. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so move on to our third special guest. We have Mr. Aldrin Tan from Espritestate. Hi, Aldrin. How are you?
Everyone. Good afternoon. Hi.
Hey, good afternoon to you. And can we see some round of applause and thumbs up for Mr. Aldrin Tan? All right. Thank you very much, guys.
I'll give myself a thumbs up.
Very good, very good. Thank you. All right, so moving on. Aldrin Tan is not an unfamiliar name in the real estate industry. Clinching various awards for Specialized Projects of the Year, Industrial Firm of the Year, Best Practice Agency, Aldrin is also crowned the Real Estate Agent of the Year. To begin, Aldrin has acquired a substantial amount of experience and effort in building his career and journey in the real estate industry. In 1995, Aldrin started his milestone as a real estate practitioner and subsequently founded Espritestate in the year 2000. His success is also a mass contribution from his education, where he graduated his degree in economics and accounting in the Australian National University, ANU. To date, Aldrin has built Espritestate into one of the fastest growing agencies in Malaysia, with a compute of 10 branches throughout Peninsular Malaysia and a capacity of more than 600 agents and counting. Over the years, he has produced abundance of million-dollar producers, and his strength lies in making an impact in changing lives when it comes to real estate. In 2021, Aldrin is confident in sustaining and achieving greater success and to encourage the rest of his peers to ride this wave together. So his company's motto is, "We grow by growing you." So everyone, let's welcome Mr. Aldrin Tan again. A round of applause and thumbs up for him. All right, thank you very much. All right, so with these three powerful leaders in the property market gathering and accumulating of half a century of experience, let us all put our hands together to give our three special speakers a warm welcome. All right, can I see some warm welcome here, everyone? Come on. All right, thank you very much again. Now, without further ado, let's hear how they began their career as a real estate agent and how they persevere their success to date. So let's take it away, Kai.
Yes. Straight to the question, is it how I started my career, is it?
Yes.
Actually, by chance, I as any other Asian kid, my parents only wanted me to be a professional. That's why I was pushed to do a law degree. According to them and most family members, I got the gift of the gap. So I'm supposed to be talking all the time. So the only thing that I could do was probably law. So I did law, but find out law is not about just talking. That's only all the litigators. Then moved into a bank, came back here, try a few other businesses. And I think stumbling upon passion is how I found this job. Stumbling upon passion. I was finding the biggest ticket item to use my gift of the gap. Because when I was in a bank, I sold some stocks, I sold some bonds. It was quite okay, but it was not a big ticket item. So when I came back to Malaysia, of course, no legal salary would be enough. Starting pay is 2,000, 2,005. So it wasn't enough. I had to look for a big enough product or try different businesses. So fortunately enough, I met a mentor. Mentorship is very important. I was looking for the best transactor in Subang. So I met my mentor, Wong, and she ended up selling her agency to me after a few years. So yeah, stumbled upon chance.
That is wonderful, Kai. So when you come into knowing of real estate and also your passion, how did it actually help you in persevering your success today?
I think when you find passion, because I tried a few other businesses like a cyber cafe, I opened a burger stall, I opened a car wash. So some failed, some is still surviving until today. But if you don't have passion for the product or to continuously develop your technical skills to apply it practically, you will struggle lah to wake up every day, and then you will start complaining, and then you will be in the same flock that are complaining. You are not positive, not upbeat about life lah. So I think finding passion is quite important in what you do, so that you can wake up and you can sleep every day easily. Yeah.
All right, that is very good, Kai. Thank you so much. So I can see the two keywords is passion and also the product skill set as well, yeah? Because you need to have a little bit of both in order to actually move forward in terms of success. All right, thank you so much, Kai. How about Dato Adrian? How do you feel about your journey as a real estate agent?
My journey, first of all, my journey has a bit of similarity like what Kai said. As I being a parents, right, they want our kids to be a professional. So I was actually also being persuaded to take up engineering work. Reason because my father also was in construction line before. So I take up the engineering, further study. When I come back, I look for the job. In 1997, I attached to one of the quite a big firm as a consultant engineer. During the time, things are quite bad during 1997 to year 2000. Salary is like just about 1,008 ringgit, being not enough again. So that's why we are looking for opportunity. During the time, I try insurance, I try direct selling. Then finally, a mentor, also because of my senior, they asked me, why not you try real estate business, because it's also related to properties, building. Instead of designing and building, why not now transform myself to selling? So before that, I want to go into design. Also, I take a big challenge because first of all, being a civil engineer, we normally do talk a lot. We are quietly design building, and then when it comes to sales line, it's personally it's a big challenge for me whether I want to go further on it, even though I doesn't really like to deal with people, to do talking, but I take up the challenge. From there, I learn, I take up some courses. One of the most course that actually transformed me is one of the motivation class from Taiwanese teacher. So I went there for 3 days to 2 night class. From there, I believe myself that actually I can do more than that. Because during the course, they actually asked us to do some of the exercise and do some of the experiment that to accelerate ourselves, to test our capability. From there, I just noticed that I can do much more than what I believe. From there, the next day, I start the business, and then I quite enjoy the journey here. And further than that, I go for the real estate license. After I got my license in 2007, I established CBD properties. That's how the journey until today. More and more things that I want to learn, especially come to the this IT era or technology era. More things that will require us to learn further. So, like doing this Zoom is also one of my course, one of my training to able to speak in front of the audience through the Zoom and through and also convince and let myself to accelerate and push to the limit. Thank you. Back to.
All right. Thank you, Dato Adrian. So what we capture here is actually, well, I can see two similarities here, that Kai and also Dato Adrian, they have got mentors to assist them when it comes to real estate business. So because of that, it actually molds them to what they are. Now, the thing is that I think having a mentor is very important. Now, you guys, if you are not familiar on any grounds of real estate, I think getting and securing a mentor is very important. And I think that this is a very good platform because now today we have got 3 Sifus here, yeah? So you can choose which one you want actually to scale your business. All right, and also I found out that opportunity is also important because when coming to choosing a career path. Sometimes if you ask me, now we have got 3 degree holders here, right? From an accountant to engineer and also a lawyer. But well, look where they are today. They are businessmen, right? They are in a real estate business. So you guys have been locked into the right platform. Okay, so real estate business is the way it is. So Dato Adrian, one more question for you is, how do you persevere your career, your success till today?
Frankly speaking, the term of success is actually not important in my journey, but for my belief is I want to achieve my dream, and then to fulfill what actually I promised to myself what to do. Being the success or not success, frankly speaking, I doesn't really care about it. But I try to make it the best to myself and to everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Dato Adrian. So now success is actually part and parcel of your belief as well. So I believe that as long as your belief system is strong, everything will fall into place. Thank you so much, Dato Adrian. So let's move on. Thank you, thank you. So let's move on to none other than Mr. Aldrin Tan. So your question again on your journey as a real estate agent.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Caroline, and very good afternoon to everyone. Wow, my journey. My journey started as as a dream. All right. I don't come from a rich family. I'm the youngest, and there were 7 of us, and my dad passed away when I was 3 years old. So at that point of time, all right, what I tell myself is to I want to change my life. I want to change my life to be better. All right. And when we are young, all right. So I always remember. Okay, I always remember when I was cycling. Okay, we were staying in a single-story house in Klang. All right. So at the age of 6, every evening I'll go cycling, and I'll be cycling around the neighborhood, looking at big houses. And so I always tell myself, I want to stay in a big house one day. All right. So that started as easy as that. But I think one of the things is what actually propelled me to go into a real estate is, the fact that when I was in Australia, I was, doing my degree, and I do a lot of study. All right. And at that point of time, if you guys remember, back in about 95, where, the Southeast Asian economy was actually growing tremendously, there was so much opportunities. And there were developers from Malaysia. I remember Berjaya, Tan and Tan was going to Australia to develop. And I read a lot, and I know that the fact that if I become a real estate agent, all right, one of the things is I will have opportunity to learn about how to invest. So in 95, I decided to quit my job, pack my bag, and decided to come back. And one of the things is this: I came back and I wanted to be those days in 95. You guys remember Remiser? So initially I wanted to be a Remiser because hey, you make a lot of money, right? Okay, so that I was thinking, make the money and go and invest. Unfortunately, I couldn't come up with a bank guarantee of 300,000. The company is still around, SJ Securities today. Then the next option is actually real estate. So that's how I started, and over the last 20 over years, as what I have shared, if you, all right, enjoy what you're working, this is not a work, all right. It has changed my life. It has actually helped me to achieve the dreams that I want. And I always have this plan, the 10 years plan, I call it. Some of my friends actually always laugh at me. I have this 10 years plan, all right, just like the Malaysian 10-year plans. At the age of 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and 40 to 50. All right. So at the age of 20 to 30, I tell myself I want to work very hard and earn as much as I can. And between 30 to 40, I'm still doing a lot of sales. And with the income that I earned from real estate, I did quite a few investments. Yeah. And so at the age of 40 plus today, I dedicate my time in growing the business, in helping people to grow and also to achieve the dream. So that's how it started. And so as to what is the other question, Caroline?
The other question is actually how do you persevere your success until today?
Wow, persevere. Okay. Through a lot of failures. All right, a lot of failures, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, and I think this come very naturally. All right, you see, life is never perfect. All right, when we are in business, there are ups and downs. All right, I remember the times, in '97 during the Asian financial crisis. I invested in 2 properties. I had to pay my car loan, and remember the interest rate went up from 8% BLR to 12%, and also at that point of time when the market collapsed, I have about 6 to 7 S&P cases that went aborted. So and during that period we can't do S&P because Bank Negara do not allow bank to give loan. All right, so I went into a lot of difficulty. I remember there are times where I can't even pay my electricity bill, my water bill, my water was cut. But then you see that the situation is this: if you truly believe, all right, what you are doing is going to bring you to where you want to be, all right, and I think that is very important. So we all learn from the failures, all right, that we have gone through. And I think that is very important. And I think lastly is how do we adapt? Okay, the world today is borderless. Everything is so fast. So we must be very receptive with what we are doing. And I think one thing that is very important for everyone that is listening in is to think about 2-3 steps ahead. Of where the market is going to be, how we're going to run the business, and what is the trend coming. And I think with that and with your passion that if you have in this industry, to me, there's no such thing as you cannot be successful. All right, success to me is a matter of time. Either you achieve it within a year, within 1 month, within 10 years, but as long as you persevere, success is there.
All right, thank you, Mr. Aldrin Tan. That was really enlightening. So what I also learned is failure is not an option. Yeah, failure is not an option. Now, the thing is that we grab on a few pointers here. Number one is envisioning, because as long as you envision to be successful, the thing of matter of success will come to you. So according to Aldrin is that the shorter the better. Yeah, so you don't take 10 years to achieve your success, but you try to achieve it in half the time. And also he mentioned about you have to enjoy what you do, because when you enjoy what you do, it will not be ever called a work, right? Because that's basically a passion. All right, and also setting your 10-year plan is important. I think that is very good for people who begin to start their career in real estate. Set your 10-year plan and monitor them, and also being an aspiration towards others. I understand that Aldrin loves to encourage and to build more successful agents out there. So I think that is pretty much enlightening for everyone here. So thank you very much, Mr. Aldrin Tan. Okay, so now we move on to questions. Okay, that is being asked by Firdaus. Okay, I saw one here. Okay, now Firdaus. Okay, question is actually posted to Aldrin Tan. He says that, hi, this question is for my idol, Mr. Aldrin. What is your opinion about property bull run for this coming 3 to 4 years from now?
Sorry, what's the question? How is a property bull run?
Yes, for the coming 3 to 4 years from now.
Are we in American Idol? Now, this is what I believe in. All right, okay. Thank you so much, Firdaus, for the question. Before I answer that, this is what I believe in. We all have our strength and our weaknesses. All right, it's just a matter of it's a relative thing. Okay, as much as if you see that the panelists over here, we have achieved a certain success. Each and every one of you on the ground can even achieve a greater success. All right, so okay, so what do I think of the property bull run 3 to 4 years from now? Okay, now generally this is how I feel. Okay, let's understand a little bit of a very layman concept. Okay, now this is in a way also conditioning your mind. Okay, as simple as what's go down, you have to come out. Simple as that. You know that, I know that. But understand the gist of doing business. Business is not just all about sales. Business is a good business. It's one where it can weather through recession. It can weather through calamity. It can weather through the pandemic. Okay, so back to the property market now. If you look at the statistic, okay, now the situation today is we can see it very clearly and the trend. Okay, and for those who have been in the market for 20 over years, this is a trend that is, to me, from my perspective, is very, very clear. Okay, there was a boom in 2008, all right, after the subprime crisis, and the market actually peaked in 2015. Okay, and if you were to analyze the data in terms of the volume of transaction, okay, the only time the Malaysian property market over the last 20 over years that registered a consecutive reduction in the volume of transaction happened in 2016, 17, and also 18. But in terms of 19, the volume of transaction year on year has actually gone up. Okay, and we all know that last year and this year, and hopefully not for too long, we are in a pandemic. Now, if you were to look at it in terms of, let's say, the property market, in terms of pricing among the Asian countries, you're one of the cheapest. All right, e-commerce is booming. Okay, industrial sector, if you ask me, is going to boom. Okay, and as it is, if you look at it, if you break down the market into something that is more specific, warehouses today is highly in demand. So if you look at that perspective, personally, I feel, okay, the market, we should be on the recovery track, provided, within the next 24 months, when we have achieved herd immunity, the market is going to pick up. And this time, when the market pick up, personally, all right, it's going to be on a super bull run, because the market has been depressed over the last 4-5 years. And we have never seen how the market has been depressed for more than 3 years. In 1997, the volume transaction went down by 1 year. The next year it went up. 2003, we hit into a recession. Market went down for 1 year. The volume registered a positive upward trend second year. And so is 2008. So until 2015. So all I want to say to everyone that is online today, all right, you guys are running a business, all right, and whatever that we have gone through last year and until now, we are still here today. Hang in there, all right, because when the market come back, I can tell you, you do not even have time to eat your lunch. You do not even have the time to do your other business, all right, that is going even to the toilet as well, all right, and that is what we experienced during the boom. Yep.
All right, thank you, Aldrin. I think into summary of this, right, is well, if you're in doubt, then come join us, because in the end of the day, what you see is what you get. Because you see, during calamity, a catastrophe, a pandemic, I think what is important is survival. Now, if you are geared to actually be ahead of people, yeah, so that when times like this strike us, okay, we are all geared for it, So we do not know how long the pandemic is going to prolong, but we hope that it's not going to be too long. But then again, we are still uncertain, yeah. So I think to hang on to a good leader is actually very important, because this is like a mothership. It will help us to sail a rough sea or even a storm. Yeah, so thank you so much again, Mr. Aldrin Tan, for your sharing. Okay, and thank you, Firdaus, for the question. So now let's move on. So I see there's another one that is from Dennis Ng. Okay, now Dennis Ng is posting this question to all the 3 principals, all right? So the question is, why become a principal when words in the market perceive super agents are making more by closing personal sales? Right.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I'll take this one lah. Share with a quote from one of my mentor lah. You want to run fast, you can run alone lah. But if you want to grow big, you have to go together. Really. As for most entrepreneurs here, I think all, as Aldrin mentioned just now, everyone here that's doing real estate business, you're all in the business of your own. And at certain points, you have to elevate from doing more groundwork. Basic work that can be done once you learn it and once you specialize in it, you will be able to train another person to duplicate. And once you duplicate, you can elevate. Then you have to keep control of what you duplicate. So really, if they want to continue doing sales, the question is until when? Because we see a lot of entrepreneurs, what happens is that they grow, they get some talent, they build up that talent, they provide enough opportunities, and ultimately it's about growing a bigger corporation, a smaller business growing into a bigger business, then a semi-big business growing into another bigger business. But if you continuously run your own sales, you do not have there is no end goal to it, it's just a figure. And ultimately, every day you have to be on your feet and on your legs. I would think entrepreneurs' end goal would be working from the mind as a strategist. Yeah, so I get why people still continue to do personal sales and don't grow in that way. But it depends on what their objectives are.
All right, thank you, Kai. So how about Dato Adrian? How do you feel about this question?
Okay, being a principal in the real estate line, as you know, we have to go through about minimum 4 years course, 4 years journey to 6 years journey in order to get a license. For my personal opinion is to become a principal and get a license holder because I want to scale up. I want to be the professional in terms of in front of my clients. Because the 4 years course actually let me learn quite a lot of things basic on the theory and then on the practical. So when you come to see people, your confidence level is different. I say even though today I also closing my personal deal, but I have to be, because of all this, I become more confident. Like Kai say, after a while, you become a super sales agent and then you want to scale up bigger. So when I want to do a bigger ticket item, my time span and focus is different really. So there is still got a lot of clients over the years I have built. Then I have to pass on to somebody that I can trust, right? So that's why we need to build a team so that all this listing and database can pass to the junior. I hope I can duplicate somebody like me. I can teach them what to do so that they also can become an entrepreneur one day. Along the way, I see my experience is the item that I sell is keep on bigger and bigger. Initially, I start to rent a property which is 500 ringgit over 20 years ago. Then still up to about a million ringgit residential houses. Then today I'm able to sell about 200 over million kind of property. These are the difference, but my journey haven't stopped here. My journey is I want to learn how to sell a business and how to sell the a property compressed of a share and all these things like REITs. These are the things that we, as a real estate agent, that we want to learn. So once we have learned it, we are able to come back to the office and teach our agents how to overcome it and how to prepare a good proposal to sell to the clients. So I like what Kai say. All this journey is very personal. It depends on how you want, what kind of aspect that you want. There's no right or wrong. I would say you can actually try this journey. It's so easy. You don't think it's managing people are very difficult. The moment you have that kind of thought, managing people is very difficult things. Then you're always stuck there. Then you have no courage to go ahead. So to get a mentor, to get the principal together to work under the team, it will be much more easier to achieve your dreams. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Dato Adrian. So that was a very good sharing as well. So how about Mr. Aldrin Tan? What do you think about the question being posted?
Wow, this is exactly how what I've gone through in my career since '95. All right, if you were to ask me, okay, back in the early 2000, okay, ask me, hey, Aldrin, what do you do? My dry joke is I'm a chicken rice seller. And they say, why? Okay, the moment I stop chopping the chicken, that is where my income stopped. All right. Now, as what Kai and Dato Adrian has said, okay, understand the concept of law of diminishing return. Okay, so every single positioning, okay, as we are doing sales, you know, you can be a super salesman. You know, we all at one point of time was a super salesman. Income was tremendously good, okay, but there's this thing, all right, as the year goes by, your return will go down, even though you're earning an income. So how do you leverage? Okay, so if you're running a business, and a business is actually an ongoing concern, and it has to be in perpetual. Am I right? So so now this is a career path, the way I look at it, from doing sales, from being a leader where you lead a team, and eventually you know, you can you know, leverage on the larger scale by having a business platform. But then again, these days are very different than those days, and I wish. You know, I wish I'm in the early 20s now, and you know, this is the first year of me going to a real estate industry, is because for one simple reason. The traditional business model is, okay, you become a negotiator, you do some sales, you get sales, you build a team, and then you set up your company. Am I right? That's how we all started. That's how I started in year 2000. But the whole landscape and the business model of real estate business has changed tremendously, and even is evolving very fast. And for one thing, okay, now it's all about economy or scale. Now it's all about size. Now it's all about how fast you can actually adapt. And if you do not have the size, if you do not have the kind of sales and the size, it's very difficult to adapt. And we all know, for a fact that agents on the ground, negotiators on the grounds, you know, over the years, your return per every deal has gone up. Okay, you know, those days when I started was only 40%. These days, you know, people are getting 80%, 80+%. All right, some even up to 90% commission. So then you think about it. Would you still want to run a business, as in set up a real estate firm? I wouldn't say no. All right, but you look at the commercial risk. Okay, the commercial risk is this. Now, I'm saying this because I struggle in building this business 5 years ago. All right. Yes, sales was good, and I soon realized that I was actually building sales, but I'm not building the business. To me, there are two parts of it. Sales is just a small part of building a business, and I couldn't scale the business. All right, until I reinvest in Esprit, I adapt and restructure the whole thing. Then only I can see the business grow. So these days, a lot of people, a good salesperson, if you want to go to the next step of your career, not necessarily you need to set up a company. You can be part of a larger platform. Why? Because the support system is there, and you know, you have a very high economy or scale of running things. And the most important thing in running a business is this: your commercial risk of investment. Yeah, so I think that's the reason why there are some people who want to own a business, but you know, got to do it in a mitigated risk. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Aldrin Tan. That is a really lengthy and very detailed sharing.
Not too much.
Oh, no. I think well, in this kind of session, no words are too much, yeah, because every word that we get from the three of you are very how to say, it is beneficial. All right, so let's summarize again on the question. Okay, basically Kai is actually looking at a bigger corporation, okay, a bigger platform. Well, if you want to walk alone, then you should actually do not walk alone if you want to walk far. Okay, I think the journey is there. Okay, because in the end of the day, it's not about you yourself. We are not a Batman. Okay, so we want to work together, because together you can actually grow. And Dato Adrian mentioned about securing a license. Okay, being a principal, because it is actually more beneficial. It gives you confidence, and also basically it gives you the kind of level up in terms of building your business and scaling your business on a larger scale. All right. And Aldrin Tan mentioned about the basically being a salesman, income is very good. Well, all of you will not disagree with me, but like I said again, sustainability of this is actually very important, because when you do it together, okay, the principal is going to be the lifeline for you, okay, instead of you doing it alone, because in the end of the day, you have someone to actually help you to steer the ship. Yeah. So, and he also mentioned about support system. I think that is very good. I love that, because support system is what a lot of people are lacking. Yeah, because when you come into any industry, what is important is the keyword support system. Okay, so thank you so much for the question. Now, I actually have got a personal question coming in to me. All right, let's see. Well, this question is there anything special brewing in your agencies which you would like to share with our audience? Oh, okay. So anything special brewing in your agencies which you would like to share with our audience?
Hi, you want to start?
Anyone can start.
Is it some Caroline? Is it something like now 3 agencies coming together to establish a real estate platform? And this platform giving trainings, back-end support, marketing, project marketing, and then to grow together. Isn't it? This is a good chance, a good platform to many RENs.
Yes, I believe that this is actually, there are two parts of it. I believe that this question posted is actually in asking about your current existing agencies, all right? I believe it is your individual success, okay? What is it that is brewing in your agency that you can share to the audience? So because a lot of people, well, they are hearsay saying that, oh, this agency is better or that agency is better. So maybe this person is asking about is, what do you have that is brewing, that is, you know, that is so hot there that, you know, people will want to get to know or want to come and join, you know, or what is your secret success in short?
Okay.
Yes.
Or maybe I start, okay? All right, okay.
Go
Now, so what is brewing? Okay, everyone is brewing the same thing, but then you know, it's like brewing the tea and the coffee, but then you know, the taste is always different. Okay, so now okay, this is what I have gone through, you know, 2-3 years ago, and also looking forward as well. Okay, as what Fidaus was asking. And I say that I strongly believe, and you guys will also agree with me, the market will come back. Am I right? So the $1 million question is when, and is when, and is when. Now, understand the fact that, okay, when we invest our time, okay, in doing this business, all right, even you as an individual agent as well, all right, the return, okay, how many percent are we going to get out of, you know, what we have invested in? Could be your time, could be your cost. But then there is this thing called the rate of return. Rate means it's the speed of coming in. Now, as what I say, the world is moving very fast. And to me, this is how it is, okay? Imagine the big wave is coming, okay? And inside the wave, there's a lot of fishes, there's tons and millions of, 100 millions of tons of fishes. So then it's a matter of how you get yourself ready with the net. Is your net is going to be this big, or it's going to be very, very big, okay? So speed is all very important. So one of the things is, you know, and this is what I see on the ground. While all negotiators are able to co-broke within inter-agency, hardly we see agency that really come together to leverage on each other's strength, okay? And if you ask me, every single agency, the platform, has its own strength and has its own weaknesses. So the fact that you see today, there's this 3 agency of CBD, Esprit, and Profere coming together, and as what Adrian said, what we are also trying to achieve, something that I initiated this is for the 3 agency to come together, okay, and look at our strength and to put it on a common platform so that it can give a better value for everyone, all right, that is going to be in this platform to run their business, okay? And I think that is very important, because as what Kai said as well, okay, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you know, we have to be together. So that's also the theme of solidarity beyond 2021. Today, running business is not about you within yourself, and you are shutting up from what you call from the whole wide world. Look at China. All right, China in the 50s and over the last, from 1950s and up to late 90s, China is a very enclosed market. Yeah, they were all alone. Okay, relatively in perspective of in terms of world trade, in terms of the world economy. But the moment they liberalized part of the China as started off in Shenzhen. All right, the special economic zone. Look at where China is today, all right? You cannot be doing business just within your own circle, it doesn't work that way, all right? You've got to be looking in a more macro level. So what is brewing is something where the three agencies coming together and we on leveraging on each other's strength and to support each other's weaknesses. And I think this is going to be an extremely very powerful thing. And I'm excited. All right. Okay. Over the last 7 to probably 10 days. All right. Since the first the FMCO. All right. FMCO. All right. F the MCO lah. All right. I was reading an article. Sorry my language because I think at times we all get either immune or to the whole situation, but like it or not, okay, once this pandemic is over, how you run your business, you may seem that it's going to be the same, but for me and for the other two agencies here, CBD and Profere, we all believe that things are going to change, and if we do not come together, all right, and support each other, we will not be casting this wide of a net. All right, and if we can cast this wide of the net, all right, when the wave comes and we all the fishes there, and who is the one that is going to catch the fish? The negotiators under the agency. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Aldrin Tan. That we have a new catch here, that is the three agencies coming together, and the cat is out of the bag. Okay, so that means to say this is a wonderful, wonderful partnership, and I wish all the three of you all the best for that. Okay, who wants to answer the next?
Yeah, I think on a maybe a more smaller scale, since that Aldrin have touched on the larger thing. The first most important thing when we are collaborating that's important for our negotiators. Number one, now all businesses are data driven. So when you have companies that why I chose to associate myself with CBD and Esprit is because they have been around since the 90s. So to me, to run my business successfully, leveraging on database is very important, because the more data you have, the better you can make decisions. So the first thing what is brewing is cross-sharing of database. The second thing that I've also touched on a little bit with Aldrin and Adrian is we are trying to solve market problems with applying technologies lah. Okay, for example, maybe brewing a little bit, a lot of people have heard of virtual offices. It's not something that is very uncommon now. So we are trying to build a system where all the agents can move pretty much freely lah, and borderless. Okay, and then other than that, one problem with a lot of negotiators is they do not know how to create recurring income. So actually something that Profere will be sharing out with Esprit and CBD as well is our tenancy management system, which is app-based and web-based as well. So tenancy management now is allowed to do for the negotiators. They will help some of their landlord and charge a certain fee. But without the right system, it's quite hard to build and scale this recurring income. So that's something small that we are brewing inside as well. So database, back-end systems, a new recurring income model for our agents. And then maybe last but not least that I will share, a lot of young people in my generation, I answer my generational problem first.
Hey, we are not too old, bro.
Oh.
All different generations, so slightly different. Okay, so we and even in your in 10 years ago or 20 years ago, problem is people never know how to choose property when they are not in the property industry. So we are also trying to solve the market problem by creating something that is trademark lah. So once it's out, I think it will help our agents make decisions for their purchases as well. So these are the few small things that we are working on in the back. It's slowly brewing. hopefully we got a nice cup of coffee and tea to serve for all our negotiators lah. We are working very hard for everyone, every day. Okay,
Wow,
I
all
pass it
right,
to Adrian.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Kai. You are leaving a lot of people in suspense, yeah? So make sure that they come and join us so that they know what is the thing that's brewing and what is the back-end system. Okay, moving on next to is Dato Adrian. How do you feel about this question?
Okay, let me add on to something that is my perspective. I think just now Kai mentioned, Kai and Terence actually are the younger generation. We are not very old from him, but actually we are also about 20 over years.
I
we
like
have 20
that.
over years experience in the market already. Like Adrian and I, we were classmates in the real estate course together. So I believe both of us actually know many developers and know many properties owners. I think these are one of the database that we have. So over the years, sometimes the agents wanted to buy something or wanted to close a big deal, right? I normally come in together with the REN to help the REN to negotiate with the landlord to get the close done. For example, in the 2008, we have done one of the en bloc deal with Desa Park City, North Shore Garden. So we are helping the agent together to close 100 units of the deal initiated by us. And then followed by Axiata building. The time Axiata come to the corporate office, right, when Axiata looking for a HQ, I also going with the agents to close the 500 square feet office in the KL Central. Lately, we helping a bulk purchaser with one of the agent. I think the agent now is also online. I saw him. So we help him to close 2 deals in KLCC. One is a Star Residence, about close to about 45 units. Then the other about 60 over unit in Anggun Residence. So we work together with the agent on this manner. I think in the market, you can ask how many agency as the principal has so much experience on all aspects. I think with 3 of us together, there are many things to share along the journey. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Dr. Adrian. So that is actually, like I said, it's a very good partnership because what I could get from these 3 principles here, that is coming together on a macro level. Yeah, macro level is very important because a lot of people, they like to run on their own. They don't want to forego what they call their own personal brand. Now, I think the times have changed, yeah, because of the pandemic, of the COVID, a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of people step out of reality and they come together because I think letting go of, I would like to think is something like an ego is actually important because now ego won't bring us far, right? So when you let that go, it will bring you to greater heights. So I can see that the 3 principles, which to my amaze, they are coming together to partner, to be on the macro level. That is super astounding. And also for Kai, he mentioned about cross-sharing of database, back-end system, and also recurring income for the younger generation. I won't really agree on the younger generation, but I do agree on the recurring income. Okay, yeah, that is a very
my bad.
Yeah, no. Don't get sensitive. Okay, we are all about the same era. Okay, so like I said again, back on Aldrin, he mentioned that he wants to leverage this, and I think that the 3 agencies come together, they would have a lot to offer to all the agents on the ground. So once again, I would like to recap on if you feel lost, if you feel confused, you do not know what to do, I think you should log on to the 3 agency leaders because this is the way it is. All right, thank you so much once again for the question. All right, so moving on to next, I have got one from Yusuf from Firdaus Associates. Hi, Yusuf. Thank you so much for your question. Now, he has a question for all the 3 principles. In your opinion, how does BNM OPR affect housing loans? All right, this is on the technical side, on the Bank Negara, okay, because they have actually been adjusting their rates, okay, and in this pandemic season, okay, I repeat the question: how does BNM OPR affect housing loans in this pandemic season?
All right. Okay. Maybe I will start. All right. Okay. Basically, if you look at interest rate, that is also part of the government monetary policy. So the low, okay, all-time low interest, amazingly low. Okay. So the whole idea of why interest rate has gone down is actually to create more liquidity in the market, and we know the market will have to they will have to move. Am I right? So having said so, okay, with a low interest rate, definitely that has actually supported in terms of the property market. Yeah, so it's easier to purchase your property with a low interest. Your installment is going to be lower, so it's easier to get a loan. So, but bear in mind also is economic application that is double-edged sword. When you have a very low interest, the next thing is it will lead to inflation. So you think about it, all right? So when property prices beginning to go up, we all know it's buyer's market now. If property prices beginning to go up and the demand continue to sustain and grow, okay, and the demand between supply and demand is well managed, all right? Let's say in years to come, that is where property will start appreciating. All right, we've seen this, in 2008. All right, we've seen this in 97, 98. So history is going to repeat again. So if you ask me, I'm very, very excited because we are just at the doorstep, all right, where the huge wave is coming. So so to me is whatever that you are doing, okay, what I mean whatever they are doing is either you are a negotiator, you are a team leader, or you are doing project. I can tell you generally, market is just going to go on a super upswing. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Aldrin Tan. How about Kai? How do you think about the OPR?
I think it's still, I think it's good. People can take opportunity about it. But unfortunately, in the real world, this is when the rich take opportunity for it. And anyways, the B40, M40, B40 especially, it's not like lower interest rate, they can take advantage of it. Their loans still won't pass. It still doesn't solve overarching issue of affordability. It will help a lot of business owners. It will help a lot of people that have money to take advantage of the situation and grow the gap. But in relation to solving affordability issues, it doesn't make a difference in my opinion. Why not raise the minimum wage? Yeah, because the interest rate drop down, people still cannot get their loans approved. So what, even though it's low? It does not solve a market problem, in my opinion. It creates opportunity, does not solve a market problem.
All right, thank you so much, Kai. How about Dato Adrian? How do you feel about the OPR from Bank Negara towards the housing loans?
Okay, this one, I think if I just to recap a bit on this one during 1997, if let's say you are as a property owner during year 90 to 1997, this is what actually Adrian has mentioned. The interest actually from 6 to 8% shoot up to 13%, and car loans shoot up to 18%. So why actually the interest rate increase when you come to the economic study, right? When the market not good, all right, so they're trying to increase the interest rate. But lucky to the during the time, Tun M actually imposed a capital control and bring down the interest rate to about 8%, 7%. So some people ask us whether the interest rate will go back to that kind of high. I will actually tell them that unlikely, because now the world taking another aspect of the managing the money flow. So during the subprime, US also printing a lot of QE, a lot of money to do QE1, QE2, and QE3, basically to pump in a lot of cash flow into the market and bring the interest to as low as 1%. So when the economy getting better, they try to call back all the QE, the interest start to go back about 3%, same as Malaysia. So we are having a lot of cash in the whole world now. So the interest rate will stay as low as about 3% in Malaysia until the market is getting better. When actually you feel the market is getting better, when the pandemic is over and when the developers start to launch, everything is sold out by itself. And everywhere you go, the restaurant are packed, and a lot of the employee rate is also very low. Unemployment rate is very low the time. Then market is considered recover. Then the interest start to go up. If the market is super hot, all right, if you still own the property, that is the time government is to increase the interest rate by every quarter to cool down the market condition. This is the whole economic cycle. As long as over 3%, if your ROI return is about 5% to the general market, you can generate about 1%, 2% positive cash flow from the property investment. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dato Adrian. Now, I hope that answered the question for Yusof, because basically the overnight policy rate obviously has been reduced. Okay, however, there is also some loans being in in a glitch. All right, so a lot of people, like what Dato Adrian was saying, they have a lot of money to spend right now. So now, guys, if you ask me, I would say you hang on to your cash, because at the moment cash is king. Now we can't go anywhere. So let's save your money for, well, none other than investment back into properties. All right. Okay,
and,
thank you.
Caroline, don't hang out too long, the cash. The longer you hang
Too
out,
long.
yeah, the inflation come in, your money getting smaller.
Okay, so now the tip of that question is to contact Dato Adrian and see what are the tips that we can actually get to leverage our money. Okay, money make money. Thank you so much, Dato Adrian, for that. Okay. All right, okay, I learned something also. Okay, so our next question is from To Wai Lai. Okay, now To Wai Lai is asking, so far in the market, the level of professionalism for real estate agency is only subpar. Now, subpar is below, okay? It's below the market, okay? Below attendance of performance, okay? So the question is, how can we highlight and build professionals in the industry? So in short is, I think To Wai Lai is saying that a lot of real estate agencies are below the mark, okay? So question is, how do you highlight and build professionals in this industry? Anyone can start. Or you want to take some time to internalize the question?
Maybe I can answer this one.
All right.
Basically, the subpar, all this one, when I was 20 years ago, started a real estate business, we already hear people from MIEA saying about try to against the illegal agents. It's never stopped until over 20 years. It's still there. But one thing is good that people are getting smarter. That means the consumer are getting smarter, and they know how to choose an agency. So from the point of agency, we need to have a lot of education and team building with the agents, organize and raise up the professionalism. This is how we scale up differently than other agents. And then come to the enforcement, leave it to the board. Leave it to MIEA to carry on what they want to do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Dato Adrian. So how about the rest? How about Aldrin or Kai? What do you think?
Yeah, I think in the broader context, why it's not seen as professional. First of all, we are quite a young industry when you're talking about agency practice. It got liberalized not very long ago. So
40 years.
Yeah, so industry-wise, actually still a baby lah, if it's 40 years. And then secondly, as we mentioned, how we started off our career as well. No parents in Malaysia goes and say, hey, real estate professional practice, very good, please go ahead and do it. Most of the times, the one that are doing real estate degree, I realized, because I did one as well, they are all kids of people that have been in real estate, or they are real estate practitioners that practice for a few years and then after that want to move and become a principal. So I think we are governed by Ministry of Finance and then trickled down to Kementerian Perumahan. It's a much broader context lah, when you want to start making sure agency practice is more professional and the people is more professional as well. First of all, it has to be a job of choice. It has to be looked at, and it has to be positioned as a professional practice from the very top, and then only trickle down with more structures for the agency to follow. So actually implementing this REN tag is actually very good. Now at least they have to go for a 2 days course, but it's only a start, because even driving license, you got exam to take, but to sell property, you no need to take exam. So of course, the people that you produce out, the level is only subpar at best lah, because to give such a heavy responsibility, you only need to sit down for 2 days. Whereas insurance or driving a car, you at least got an examination to take. So I think all the way from the top up, there is still a lot more work to be put in place lah. As for us, our agency practice is about doing things like this, implementing more practices, and making sure that we do follow the book and we do respect the culture of the industry lah. So yeah, it will take some time, but I think we are moving in the right direction lah. Because last time when I just started, right, I didn't start in the 90s. I actually started in the 2010s, and last time even at 2010 there was no training. When I started with my agency, zero. They just give you a name card. You go out and start on yourself. There is no training. So
all right, well said, Kai. So that means to say, don't spoil the agents, because at the end of the day, I think everything is on your own effort. And I don't think there's anything called subpar. I mean, if To Wailai would actually agree with me, because in the end of the day, no sales is a bad sales, okay? Because at the end of the day, it depends on ourselves. Okay, how about Mr. Aldrin Tan on this question?
All right. Okay. Now, talking about professionalism, okay. I think number one, let's come to term. All right. Let's acknowledge in whatever industry, you know, it could be anything. It could be medical. It could be, I don't know, engineering, accountancy, and things like that. There's always this group of what we call the black sheep. All right. Okay. So if you all know the Enron case and Arthur Andersen, that is one of the largest. All right. Accounting firm, and it just collapsed. Why? Okay, now think about this. All right, so we are, this is a profession. The fact that, you know, we have the Board of Valuer enacted by the Parliament Act, we have the Act, when we have the rule, and everyone's supposed to follow. What are we kidding ourselves? Are we expecting that everyone will just follow? All right, we are Malaysian. You know what is our very famous reasoning when we are being caught? All right, let's say in the traffic offense. Hey, Mr. Officer, why you stop me? The guy in front is also using the handphone. Am I right? So moral of the story is this: it takes a collective effort, and to me, it has to come from we ourselves. All right. So now, if we, okay, this is what I believe in, and also this is what the five principle of Esprit. Number one, integrity is very important. Okay, and if integrity is very simple as that. Okay, integrity, and we all know that. Okay, but how can we have integrity? To me, there must be transparency, and you must have accountability. If you are not accountable even for yourself, how can you be accountable for others? Am I right? So if you are accountable for yourself, and as a result, you get accountable for others, then transparency will lead to integrity. And this is a profession. Yes, all right, there must be professionalism. So attending courses, attending CDP, CPD, and also as what Kai has said, you know, the industry is becoming more regulated. We are really moving towards a right direction. Okay, so there are still a lot of countries where this business is not being regulated. Okay, the black sheeps are always going to be there. All right, and so as much as, you know, the board, all right, make us a profession. I remember I had a meeting with the previous registrar of the board last year. Okay, Miss Maha. Anyway, she is already retired. So, so in the meeting, I told her, Miss Maha, the board is making us all a profession, and the board is also making us otherwise. All right. What do I mean by that? Okay. Well, this is such a regulated industry. there is lack of enforcement. So if there's a lack of enforcement, the challenge is for each and every one, okay, while we are in compliance, I'm sure everyone here, is running your business, in compliance, and this is how we differentiate ourselves. But the lack of enforcement is the one that is posing all the challenges to us, because people who are not in compliance, they get away with it. But if you were to look from the positive side of it again, all right, this is how we differentiate ourselves. And the way we differentiate ourselves will translate to the product that we sell to our client. And what is the product we sell to our client? Our services. So if your client and the public, all right, given a choice dealing between the two negotiators, let's just say, one is a cowboy style, okay, let's just say, all right, and the other one is not. Then if you put yourself as a consumer, as your client, which one would you choose, and which agent or which negotiator eventually will prevail? All right, last man standing in business, okay, and that is what it is. Yeah, that's
all right. Thank you so much, Aldrin, for the sharing. Now, I think to conclude on that question by To Wai Lai will be having a culture, okay, transparency, and also I feel following the right leader is the way to go, because as you know that in Esprit they have won best practice. Now, best practice is actually, that is the one, the nail on a professionalism that you're talking about. Okay, so you follow the right leader, you do the right thing, you will be definitely on the safe side. Now, there is actually a peribahasa in Malay, sepandai-pandai tupai melompat, akhirnya jatuh ke tanah juga. So now what is that meaning is, well, no matter how the person is trying to be a cowboy, in the end of the day, they cannot run by themselves. So I think to be safer, you should actually, comply with the board, follow the right leader, and do the right thing. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much. We are having coming up to the last session. Okay, so we will have one more last question. Now, I have got a question here directed to me. Okay, the question is also to all the three principals. What do rents look for upon choosing an agency? Wow, okay, that is very interesting. So what do real estate negotiators, okay, look for upon choosing an agency?
Okay, let me answer this question.
Right.
These are the questions always when negotiator come to the office and discuss about this issue. I think when the market is good, I feel that lesser question and lesser requirement. Reason being because everyone's stomach is full, right? Everyone is so easy to make deals, and then they are being so busy. Like just now Audrey said, there's even though no time to have a lunch. So basically they don't have a time to ask a lot because that livelihood is doing very well. But basically when it comes to the current situation, now agents are free, they're sitting down, okay, they want to reset. Stand and reset their next 5 years or 10 years term, what they want to do. So this is a point that actually they open their eye and open the prospect to look for the proper agency to join. I look at it, the next 5 years or 10 years, we always hear about the IT database, VR, all this technology is coming to. So they want to see which agency wanted to spend the money, wanted to invest into this kind of the technology to scale up the agency. That basically, I believe, computer and the robot doesn't really will replace as a human to sell property, but we have to use this kind of technology to help us to make our job easier and be more efficiency. So we are looking at this kind of prospect. We are three agencies to come out with that kind of training and come out with that kind of technology to support every one of you. Thank you.
Currently, you are muted.
Right, sorry about that. Okay, thank you so much, Dato Adrian, for the highlight. So choosing an agency is also to invest, okay, into technologies as well. How about Aldrin? How do you feel?
Sorry, what is the question again?
The question is, what do rents look for upon choosing an agency? A very common question, huh?
What do rents look for? Anything and everything, which is a fact, all right, okay, you know, our constant concern, all right, in running this business, okay, how to increase and further add value to each and every negotiators, you know, under all the three agency. And I think the very important part is this lah. All right, you know, a lot of agency are doing a lot of things. Like I say, they are, you know, they brew. Okay, they brew a lot of similar thing, and but the result, you know, the taste is always different. But I think in short, okay, every agency that you talk to, all right, okay, that you come across, everyone will talk about training. There's coaching. You know, there's prop tech being provided. You know, there's a career path, and what else? There's a business opportunity. All right, so so this is like brewing. Okay, so what will make a difference? And I think it all has also come from the leadership, and also the fact that where does the leaders envision and bring the company, all right, the platform to the next level. And I think that is very important, because like I said, today you do not run business like how I started those days, where everything is just you know, I have to do everything on my own. Okay. And also this is also an answer in relation to John Lai. How do you have economy of scale, you know, on individually, let's say as a negotiator on the ground? Okay, leverage and capitalize on the platform that is that has a vision to grow, that is forefront, you know, that is progressive, and that will be a platform that will constantly not only provide you the support and the value to run your business more efficiently, but also allow you to grow. All right, because to me it's very simple. Let's face the fact. All right, you know, if we are not able, a platform is not able to allow you to grow, then you will be out of the platform. All right, because this is a very brutal business, I always say. Okay, and in all brutality, all right, even down to the ground, you know, that there's so much of undercutting, there's so much of fear. Okay, and it's not just on the ground, it translates all to all agency owners. Okay, but among all the brutality, this is what I always believe in. If our intention is really to make each and every one grow, okay, and to make the platform to actually progress, okay, not only in terms of sustaining, all right, but in terms of making a positive difference for each and every one, then that should be a platform that, you know, if I'm a negotiator, I will be in. Yeah, and that again is what we are achieving, and beginning to work on it, on the three agency coming together on our strength, you know, with a platform where it will provide what I just mentioned to everyone.
All right, thank you so much, Aldrin, for the highlights as well, for reasons to join an agency. How about you, Kai?
Yeah, most is already mentioned by Dato and Aldrin. I would just say from my experience myself on the ground when I was picking an agency, initially I moved on following on mentorship and somebody that can scale my small business, because I always started thinking of myself as an entrepreneur and a small business, and which slightly bigger business can I park under. And so historically I chose Oriental Real Estate because they were established brand. So I chose to be with them because of this tagline of building future partnerships and allowing other entrepreneurs to grow. And then later on, as I move further in time, I realized what was needed was more than just a brand name lah. As Adrian mentioned just now, technologies is very important. Support of database is very important. And no matter how big your brand is, if you don't continue to scale it, you don't continue to grow it, and you don't have a succession plan for it, there's no criticism to the company I was with. It's a good company. But of course, a company that sits on their laurels will lose market share. And if we are REN that is looking to grow and continuously grow, they must look for a company that has good succession planning. It has all the generations taken into consideration, what they need, what are their challenges. Of course, the incentive system needs to be good enough. The database needs to be there, but it needs to be very people and technology focused. Okay. A lot of companies in Malaysia are very family based. Even you see the big developers in Malaysia, they are family based, and they struggle to grow internationally because of that. So I think REN should look for a company that can really outlast the years and can be the winner for the next decade lah.
Okay, thank you so much, Kai. All right, so to summarize once again on this, what do rents look for upon choosing an agency? So Dato Adrian was mentioning about investing into technologies as well, and Aldrin about further add value, and also training, coaching on prop tech, okay, and also leadership, and having a platform that's able for progression. All right, and also on Kai, that is a wonderful sharing, because Kai is speaking from his real true experience on the tech base of building and growing people. Now, well, for everything that we do, it must have a succession plan, which is true, Kai. I do agree with you. And I believe that everyone here will have an idea right now, okay, to choose from. Okay, so I don't have to take sides. Okay, you do your own math. Okay, and with that, we are coming to the end of our session. I would like to once again thank all our 3 special guests here, Dato Adrian, Aldrin Tan, and Kai Wong, for your time of sharing and also your wholesome generosity in this. Thank you so much. Can we please see a round of applause for our 3 special speakers? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I'm seeing all the people saying clap. Okay.
Hey, thank you all our colleagues and fellow fighters. Thank you very much.
And also thank you all for staying back.
Without you all. Yep, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone.